What's going on, guys? We just reached a milestone of 69 subscribers. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. In today's video, we go over some things that I personally think that you should limit yourself on buying, including that awesome Infinity Gauntlet that I got on Amazon. In 2021, the average revolving credit card debt was an estimate of over $5,000, which is pretty crazy. And learning these tips actually took me a while to figure out, but I will try to tell you guys what I've done and what I've accomplished and how I got out of debt. And would anybody guess what is one thing that you do not need to upgrade each year, but you do? This thing right here. You do not need to go out each year or each 2 years to upgrade your phone. And that is one of the things that I have personally done. And if I could go back in time, I'd drop kick myself. That iPhone, I have it when it just came out in 2017, I think it was. And it still works and it's more than enough for what I need the phone for. Not only is it a waste of money, but it's also a really bad investment. And according to some research that I've done, iPhones lose an average of $108 per year, which is around 15%. And the Samsungs lose an average of $66 per year. So don't go upgrade your phone just because you want bragging rights that you have the latest and greatest of all phones. Because at the end of the day, nobody really cares. It has happened to me. I buy the phone. For the first week, I'm fascinated with it. I love how it looks. I love how it feels. But a week after, I'm over the initial likability of the phone. And at the end of the day, all the emotions will just fade away, just like the cash that you used to buy that phone. What I'm saying is that we're poor. As of currently, coffee is at a 6-year supply low. Buying coffee from coffee shops was a really small but additive add-on to my credit card at the end of the month. And it was really an expense that I really did not need. I could have just simply made my coffee at home and carry it with me. No one needs a $6-9 iced coffee when you can make it for way less at the house. I remember when I was a college student in 2012 and I needed to work almost an hour to afford a cup of Starbucks. How crazy is that? 1 hour of my life for a cup of Starbucks. Are you kidding me right now? The next one is subscriptions. I have canceled so many subscriptions because at the end of the day, I do not need all of them. And according to statistics, apparently the average American uses one subscription a month. This could be Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus. And yeah, I've had all of them at the same time. I'm not saying to cancel all of them, but just look at what you're actually using and if it's worth it. My girlfriend and I love having date nights and just watch some Netflix drama or thriller movies. It was a bad habit of mine just to sign up for trials and forgetting about them, and the trial ends and I get charged on my credit cards. I'm not sure if anybody can relate to that, but I pretty much got caught slipping. I'm not saying to not take vacations, just cheaper ones. And I understand all of us would need a stress relief, some type of outlet. And believe me, going on vacations really makes you want to work harder. Because when all you're doing is just working and you return to work, that just makes you want to go on vacation again. Seriously, this should motivate you to work harder and someday live the life of my dreams. So if you're waiting for a sign, this is your sign. Get started now. This one is really a time waster. I used to dine out all the times with my friends, going out to fancy dinners, bars. It was super expensive. Each time I went out, I spent literally not less than $100. Sometimes up to $600. And this, of course, was in my early 20s. I'm 29 now, and I've really learned a lot and grown from that era. I wish somebody would have told me the mistakes that I was doing. I'm not saying do not go out to fancy restaurants, because you can still do that. Just cut it down. For example, anniversaries, birthdays. Have you ever thought to yourself, wow, this is 20% off? I need this. Well, you're not alone, because I've personally done that. I got caught again. I bought a TV just because it was simply on sale, and I spent over $2,000. If I could go back in time, I would literally slap myself. and hide my credit cards because I had terrible money management. In reality, I did not save 20%, but I spent $2,000 that I really did not need to spend on TV. So I asked myself, do I really need this? And I usually try to wait at least 1 week to rationalize my spending. And let me tell you that when I've done that, around 95% of the time, I do not need the item. The worst thing I did when I was in my early 20s is go buy a German car. I remember starting to earn a little bit of money and I decided to go buy an Audi A7. Data shows that when you buy a new car, it depreciates around 20 to 30% in the first year. And a 5-year-old car loses 60% of its value. Just an example, the Audi A7 costs almost $70,000 brand new. It was a beautiful car, fast, sporty, supercharged. It was just too much car for me. I really couldn't afford it. And what caught up to me was actually called lifestyle inflation. And honestly, all you need is a safe, reliable car that gets you from point A to point B. We have to work until our bank accounts look like a phone number. And this might throw you guys off, but at least in my situation or my experience, buying cheap clothes has always been a bad idea. This includes shirts, jeans, shoes from like Forever 21 or any cheap retail store. And what I'm mean by this is, for example, the longevity of the garment, it's really inferior. It either shrinks a lot, fades from black to like gray, or shoes completely fall off, just like all my previous relationships. So I bought some Levi's jeans that have lasted me for years. They're not cheap, but they cost around $60 for a good pair. So just because it's cheap does not mean it's a good deal. If you're enjoying the content, please make sure you subscribe and you hit that like button. It really helps small creators like myself. And with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your support. Growth for me has been slow but steady. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, my friend.